Princess Valith had prepared the medal herself, a star of white crystal set in royal gold. The highest honor her empire could give an outsider. She expected Captain Aaron Hale to bow, accept it, and let the court applaud his rescue. Instead, the human took the medal in both hands, studied its glittering weight, and asked for a map to the battlefield cemetery. No one understood, not the nobles, not the generals rehearsing praise, not even Valith, who had seen Aaron carry her through smoke while the sky burned red. He had saved her life and held the eastern breach long enough for civilians to escape. Every songwriter already had his name polished for legend, but the human did not smile like a hero. He looked tired and strangely angry at the medal. That was the first silence, the kind that forms when a court offers glory and a soldier sees a cost. Valith followed him because pride would not let her be dismissed inside her own palace. Aaron moved through the city without escort. Past cheering citizens, banners bearing his face, children shouting, "Tehran, Tehran," while he kept the medal wrapped beneath one arm. She asked whether the honor displeased him. He answered, "Honors do not displease me, princess. They just do not belong where people think they do." She told him he had earned it. He said, "I survived the part everyone saw." The cemetery lay beyond the broken western wall. Where new markers stood beneath emergency lanterns, Valith slowed at the gate. She had visited royal mausoleums, never field graves. Her people recorded the fallen in victory archives, names sorted by unit, rank, and relevance. Neat, efficient, distant. Humans brought flowers, letters, boots, songs whispered into dirt. Grief turned physical, grief made visible. Aaron stopped at a marker near the third row. Just a metal tag pressed into black earth. Corporal Mina Reyes. Earth Expeditionary Rescue, age 23. Valith recognized the name from no briefing, no citation, no speech. Aaron knelt, as if the motion hurt more than his bandaged shoulder, then placed the Empire's highest medal against the marker. The second silence was heavier. Because the medal looked brighter on the grave than it had in any royal hand, Valith felt heat rise in her face. "Captain Hale, that award was granted to you." Aaron did not look up. "No, princess. It was rooted through me. There is a difference." Mina was on the south stair when your evacuation path collapsed. She found the service hatch, pulled 6 children through, then went back because one more voice was crying in the dark. Valith remembered that final child, shaking in her transport. She had never asked who found him. Aaron continued. When the lower hall was breached, Mina held the door from the inside, not because anyone ordered her, because she counted 7 civilians behind her. "I was carrying you by then, princess. I could not reach her." He pressed the medal into the soil. "She bought the minute that made my rescue possible." That was when Valith understood the terrible arithmetic of heroism. One name is praised because another name is buried. She wanted to say something royal, but every phrase felt useless. So she stood beside him while wind moved through the rows. Aaron removed a strip of blue fabric from his pocket, tied it around the marker, and said, "Her mother sent that from Earth." Said Mina carried it when she was scared. Valith whispered that she had not known. Aaron looked at the rows. Most rulers do not, because systems protect them from knowing. The words struck harder than accusation. Valith thought of the victory ceremony. The generals standing clean beneath restored ceilings, while here the rescue workers lay beneath tags. She had given speeches about sacrifice since childhood, but sacrifice had always been abstract. Safe at a distance, now it had a name, Mina Reyes, and a strip of blue cloth moving in the wind at the palace that evening. The court waited for Aaron to return wearing the medal. Instead, Princess Valith entered alone, carrying mud on her hem and the wrapped cloth empty in her hand. Lord Trevin demanded to know why the human had insulted imperial honor. Valith looked at the nobles, and for the first time saw how hungry they were to turn blood into ceremony before grief could become inconvenient. The third silence came when the princess refused to defend tradition. She ordered the medal record amended. White Star of the Crown, awarded to Corporal Mina Reyes. Accepted by Captain Aaron Hale on behalf of the dead. The generals protested, saying medals could not be transferred. Valeth said presentation was less important than truth. A minister warned that people needed heroes they could see. She answered, no, they need heroes we refuse to hide. Then she ordered every name from Lorangate read aloud across the capital, not by rank, not by species, but by the order they fell protecting others. Citizens stopped in markets. Ships paused, docking, hospitals quieted. Servants stood in corridors and across the human quarter. Earthborn workers wept while alien children asked who Mina Reyes had been. Aaron stood at the cemetery with the survivors. Listening as the city spoke the names his own voice could not carry alone. When Mina's name came, he closed his eyes, not proud, not healed, just less alone. Valeth came to him after midnight with a small lantern. I thought metals made heroes, she said. Aaron looked at the rose. Metals do not make heroes, princess. They reveal what the living are willing to remember. She asked whether he hated being honored. He shook his head. I hate when honor becomes a curtain years later. Queen Valeth changed imperial law. No Medal of Valor could be awarded without witness records. No victory parade could begin before the dead were named. No commander could accept praise without listing those whose actions made that praise possible. And in the royal cemetery stood a marker for Corporal Mina Reyes, with a white crystal star fixed above her name. Visitors asked why the highest medal rested on a human grave instead of in a palace vault, and guides told the story exactly as Valeth commanded. The alien princess gave a medal to a human hero, and he put it on a grave instead. Because humanity remembers that courage is rarely alone, glory arrives late. And the brightest honor belongs not to the survivor applauded under chandeliers, but to the soul who bought one more minute for everyone else to live.